And we're back. So as you can see, I've spent a little time and put the other different textures that we had here onto my island, and not spend that much time. It looks a little better, but if you look like down in the lagoon, you can see there's some sharp transitions we eventually want to get rid of, and as you actually would zoom in closer to this, you'd start to see some things that weren't quite smoothed out as much as we'd like, but it's a good start, and for the 4 textures that we have, it's not bad. Now we're going to take a break from working directly on the island in this video and work on some of the surrounding areas. I mean, if you look right at the volcano, this might look okay, but if you look at the whole thing, it's just this postage stamp square stuck in the middle of a gray background. It doesn't look too convincing. We need to put some other things in here. We need some water eventually to go around the island. We need a sky. We need some lighting. We just right now are using the ambient kind of lighting that's present in the game, but there's no lights that have been added to this yet, so we need to deal with that too. So we're going to start dealing with those issues right now, and so let's go. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do in this video is add a sky to the island. So let's put this in a reasonable position and come up here to Assets, Import Package, Skyboxes. And decompressing. And there they are. And there's a whole lot of them here. And Skybox is kind of what it sounds like. It's a box. It's got sides. It's got a top. It's got images of sky on it. So we'll import it and bring all these different images in here. You can see a lot of them are TIFF, and of course Unity uses all kinds of different still image formats. So that's just what these happen to be created in for the most part. So there they are, and if you look under Standard Assets, we have Skyboxes, and we can open it up, and there's all kinds of them. But of course, like the terrain stuff, we don't go through Project to apply this. Come up to the Edit menu and choose Render Settings, and then look over the inspector here, and we've got Skybox Material. It's got the little button dot. Click it, and here are our skies that we have. Now you see there's a palm branch in there. That's obviously not a sky, but most of these are. We've got moonshine and starry night and eerie and 3 different sunny ones that we can choose from. I'm going to choose Sunny 1, which is probably the most common. There it is. Sunny 1 is our skybox. We don't see it just yet. We will in a second, and that has to do with the button up at the top that gets us our grid or not. And so when we hide the grid, boom, there's our sky. See, grid, sky. Okay, and so there it is. And we can kind of zoom in here to make it look a little more realistic. We have a long way to go before it looks really realistic, but you can start to get an idea here. You've got a landscape, and in the distance you've got a sky. Of course, this is a big landscape, and we're gonna, once we get a character down in here, it's going to look even bigger. But we can zoom out, and then we can look at different skyboxes. Here, let's try Eerie. That has a nice effect. And you can go through these. You can try them out. You can see which ones you like, which ones you don't like. And some will be appropriate for different game situations. You see, the characters can look up in the sky. Of course, the terrain, like other objects, only renders on one side, so the bottom of the terrain didn't show. Now I'm going to come in, open the render settings again. I'm going to switch from Eerie. Well, let's go back to our Sunny 1, and we'll just use that for now. Okay, so that's great. That's nice. Looks good from all sides. We can look up in the air. We can look down. It's reasonable at the horizon, but right now we still have the ambient light going on. So let's change that. We'll go back to the grid and then game object, create other, directional light, which is like our outdoor light. There it is. It's kind of embedded in the volcano, so we're going to move it. Remember, for directional light, the position doesn't really matter. It's just the angle, the rotation. But you want a position where you can actually work with it. So we'll rotate it down. You can see the lighting change it. Change it to global. And move it over. Let's rotate around. And let's just move it over to the right a little bit so it's kind of out of the way. And then just rotate it again. There's no right or wrong to this. We're just trying to put it in the scene such that it lights everything up. And then we'll go back to the sky. And just a subtle change, but a little bit. Everything helps. It all adds in. So I'm going to save the scene now. And I'd saved my scene before, and I called it Gilligan. You can call your scene whatever you like, whatever makes sense. But there we are. So now we have the island. We have some color on it. We have some sky there that looks reasonable. We have an outdoor light. The light intensity is still set at 0.5. We may find that's okay. We may want to turn it down a little bit later as we're going along. Lots more still to add. We don't have any water around this island. That'll make a big difference in making it look realistic. We don't have any vegetation or little rocks, grass, other things on here. Probably still can smooth things out a little bit more. So we're going to end the video here, and then we'll pick up on the next one and start working on some of those things.